Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I'm telling you guys, one day I will finally start recording when I'm sitting down. To be honest, this is November the 8th. You're probably watching this like November the 20th something for the 30th. So maybe videos ahead might be me in my living room seated or in my bedroom seated. But you'll only know once I drop the video. But other than that, let's get straight into today's video. Today's video is men need to understand life is a game of last man standing. And I think this video will serve every single age, even though the majority of my videos are more targeted towards like, I'll say about 18 plus or about 16 plus. I think this one will do all ages and all categories. So what do I mean by life is a game of last man standing? Firstly, I want every single guy to understand that you may look at that person who got rich at like 21, or that person who got rich at, or let's say that rapper who sold drugs, made music and then got rich like that. And you may look at him and say, this is my desired life. But ultimately, the game is still going on. You may look at that person and say, okay, I want to be like that person, but the game is still going on. The game isn't done yet. It's not like they finished the game. It's not like they finished the level, because that same person could go and, no offense to anybody or no disrespect to anybody, they could literally overdose in like a week because of the bad habits in their life. And realistically, as much as you can say, okay, the 2 to 3 years that they've lived was worth it, the lifestyle that they lived because they were successful for that short amount of time, it was worth it. Let's be honest, who really wants a life like that? And if everybody wanted a life like that, no one would be saying ROP to that person. They'll never be saying any of those things, because they'll be like, no, they lived a good life, so why are we saying that thing? We should just be fine about it. And you may look at me and say, oh, that's an insane thing to say. I think that's me looking at it from maybe a bland standpoint. But if you look at that, everyone would still be like, okay, he died too young. Well, it's also true, he did. Which is why I say to you, life is a game of last man standing. Why would you aspire to have a lifestyle like that? Why would you aspire to be like, okay, then I'm going to be successful for 1 year or 2 years and then I'm dead in another year? That's not what you should really be aiming for. The main thing that you should be aiming for is saying, okay then, even if it takes longer, I'm going to take this route because I know this route is where longevity is. Life is about longevity. It's about thinking well in the future, well in ahead, rather than saying, okay then, what can I achieve now? Everyone knows the saying, fast money. I think it's like fast money goes fast, something like that. Something along those lines. But why would you aspire to achieve success so quickly, knowing for a fact that eventually it's going to go at the same time? And everyone says, oh, rich people aren't happy. Well, the main reason why people say that thing is because they're already successful. They have no journey. So the thing about it is that it's not the success that will bring you happiness. It's the journey to success. It's the pursuit. It's the chase. As humans, we love the chase. It's the chase that keeps us going. It's the chase that keeps us striving for more. That's why every single time someone achieves something, they move the goalpost. They say, okay, then I scored 1 goal. I can score 2. I scored 2. Why should I not aim for 5? Let me go for 5. 5, bang, I might as well aim for 50. Every single time someone achieves something, they move the goalpost and want to achieve more. And that's exactly how us humans move. Which is why me saying life is a game of last man standing is even more backed up by evidence. Because no matter what you do, you will always want to move the goalpost. The man who has 10 billion in the bank, or let me start from the bottom. The man who's walking may look at the guy on the bicycle and say, I want his bike. And the guy on the bicycle will look at the guy driving and say, I want to have a car. The guy driving the car will look at the guy with the better car and say, I want that car. The guy who is driving a better car will look at the guy who has a private jet and say, I want a private jet. Private jet man will look at the guy with the super yacht, look at the yacht and say, I want that yacht. The guy with the yacht may look at somebody with 10 billion in his bank and he wants that. The guy with 10 billion in his bank will just say, I just want a simple family. That's the main reason why I started this, for wife and kids. And he's looking at the poor man who's walking but has a happy family and say, that's what I want. I don't care about all this money, I just want a family. So no matter what you do, you will look at it and say, I am a loser. Every single person is a loser. I've seen examples where people say, I'd rather have the super yacht or the 10 billion in my bank because at least I have that. Well, you're not the person in that situation. That person in that situation could have all that money but still just crave family. As humans, we're going to crave family every single time. As much as you say, I like this solo route, I like all these things, I think every single man, and this may be a bold statement to say, but I think every single man does everything they do for their family. I know for a fact the only reason I'm hustling now is for the potential family I have in the future. That's the same answer for my friends, the same answer for the majority of men who I know, same answer for the majority of men who I've heard about. We are all doing what we do for our potential family, so our family can have the best existence. So that also stems from longevity. And that also means that every single person has that desired goal of family. So you can look at the person with 10 billion in their bank and say, I want to be that person. But that person with 10 billion will say, I just want to have a family. That's it. You see what I mean? Life is a game of last man standing. So rather than you going and saying, okay, I want to take the fast route, fast money, maybe I want to do some fraud, or maybe I want to sell some drugs, all these sorts of things, or I want to be a rapper, I want to get drunk and high, and then make my lifestyle off that. Rather than doing that, choose the authentic way. And a lot of people get the word authentic incorrect, so I think I even use it misplaced there, because authenticity for somebody could actually be the drugs and the madnesses. That could actually be their lifestyle. But why not choose the healthier way? And this is not me advocating for like university or the slow route. Yeah, that's why I've had the saying on this channel before, which is be fast with patience. So rather than saying, okay, I'm going to take the really slow route, which is like university, get a job, retire at 65, I still believe get success, but be patient with it. Don't choose the fast alternative for every single time. Rather than saying, okay, then I'd rather deliver a shitty product to my consumers just so I can get 10k in the bank right now, than saying, okay, I'd rather take 6 months to craft this thing and then get back 50k. Choose the slower route. It's just the smart thing to do. And I think a lot of men need to come to that conclusion where they say, okay then, rather than me choosing, I don't know, there's a mum or something, but rather than me choosing the route which is the faster route, let me choose the longevity route. Let me choose the route which is the smartest route for me to take in terms of longevity. And that's why I say to you once again, life is a game of last man standing. And this is where I come to you and say about, this is a video that can target anybody, because that means no matter how old you are or how young you are, you still have a chance. Every single one of you still have a chance. Whether you are 24 right now, you're thinking life is over, you still have a chance. Let's say you are 54 and you still can be able to breathe. As long as you can breathe, this video is aimed at you. Because no matter what, you have a chance. Because the game isn't over until the game is over. Until you've hit that coffin and everyone's standing around you saying, oh, I wish you were still alive again, you still have a chance. You have a chance to make something of yourself. You have a chance to do something that you've never done before. Before I die, I will play a saxophone. That's one of my big dreams. I just want to play a saxophone. I don't care how much money, okay, I do care about how much money I make, but I do care about playing a saxophone. It's not I want to become a saxophonist, it's just a skill I want to acquire. Small things like this. This is what it means. As long as I can breathe, eventually I will do it. So as long as you breathe, eventually you can do it. So, rather than trying to choose the fast route, I'm going to hit the motorway. Every single time I hit the motorway, I always have to apologise because I'm going to have to start shouting in a second. But what was I talking about? As long as you can breathe, you can still do something. So no matter how old you are, you can still do it. And that's why this video is aimed at any single age, at any single person. Because you could be 60 right now, and you're saying, Dearenee, I can barely even lift a dumbbell or something like that. I can barely do anything. Well, it's never too late. I've seen 6-year-olds in my gym who are pumping iron. And I'm like, hold on, are you like 40? No, 60. You're thinking, huh? How? Good habits. And of course, if you're somebody who have lived a life of a lot of negative habits back to back to back, sure, you may find it harder, but hard is not a reason for you to do something. How many times have you done something even though it was hard? I think his tires just popped, you know. But how many times have you done something even though it's hard? Hard should not be a reason to stop you, because if you have the dream, let the dream live on. And even if it's hard, I think living with regret or even dying with regret is worse than never attempting something, all because it was hard for you. And I think this is a motivation video, whilst also a video of me coming to you and saying, okay, this is what makes sense, this is what you should be doing, because no matter what age you are, take the slow route. Even if it means it's the harder route, take the slow route. Take that route, because that's where longevity is. That's where your family will be proud of you. That's where you'll be proud of yourself. That's where you get to enjoy the journey. And that's where you say, okay then, I am not scared or I'm not worried every single day about it. I'm taking things day by day, step by step. And I know it's going to happen. So I am not going to be moving anxious. I'm not going to be moving worried. I'm just going to take it how it comes. Whether it is, the less cars now, lovely. Whether it is you're starting a business and you set up a 10-year business plan for that, rather than saying, okay, I'm going to be successful next year by doing this thing. No, you say to yourself, 10 years of me being this person, doing this something, that is my 10-year play. And you keep going with it. 10 years is a long time. But that 10 years is not half, but no, it is. It's half of what I've lived. 10 years is half of what I've lived. And I'm saying to myself, I'm going to give myself another half of what I've already lived to focus on this one thing. Yes, that's what it is. And that's what I'm currently doing right now. It's about saying to yourself, I'm going to go for the longevity route. I know life is a game of last man standing. I can see everyone saying I want to get successful by 2021. Why do I want to be successful by 30? But when the person who is successful at 30 sees everybody else, everyone looks at that person and says, how have you done it? Because he's still young. 30 is still young. And realistically, I even think 40 is still young. So why say to yourself, I'm going to speed run everything, achieve everything at this one time, bore myself out, or let's not even say bore yourself out, but let's say achieve everything early, and then say to myself, okay, then if I don't achieve it early, I'm gonna kill myself. Why do that to yourself? Set up a 10-year plan, set up a long-term plan, and be happy to execute it whenever you can possibly execute it. Doesn't matter how long it takes you, just know for a fact, you will do it if you say to yourself you will do it. And keep running towards it. Because that's what life is. Life is a game of last man standing. Life is not a game of whoever can get everything quick and hold it. No. Life is a game of last man standing. Because if somebody dies tomorrow and you have the money to buy their house, you will buy their house. And the reason why you've got their house is because you've outlived them. But let's say you both were alive at the same time, you're both trying to get it, well, only one of you can get it. But if you live longer than the person that died, that's your house now. And that sounds very brutal for me to say, but it is the genuine truth. If you outlast the majority of people, or you focus with a longevity mindset, you will accumulate more than the majority. Because everyone who's trying to get everything quickly and then stop, you will outpace them. I think you know the saying of the tortoise and the hare. The hare's faster, but the tortoise moves at a slow pace consistently. That is what life is about. You consistently say you're going to do something and just be patient with it. And just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And eventually you'll win. You will outdo everyone who's faster. But other than that, that's going to be the end of today's video. You know what I'm going to start doing? The videos which I've created now, I might recreate them in the future or towards my school community. When I'm actually sitting down and have more time to speak on them. As much as I enjoy these videos, I think because I'm walking, even though right now I feel my brain is as functional as possible, like I just look at the title and just go. I don't actually have no notes, I just go. I feel like that's the best way I am right now. But I think if I actually sit down and actually have more examples, more things, I can provide more details and more examples and more everything into the videos. Just more everything, more value, that's the word, more value. So maybe that's something that'll happen in the future. Other than that, thanks for watching today's video, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, comment down one thing that you'll learn or one thing you'll implement or something like that. So I don't know, just comment something. I like to read my comments. My free school community, I think by now I should have it. If not, I apologize. It's coming soon. My paid community is there, link in the description. And then my free ebook, that's also linked in the description. Click that and enjoy all those goodies. Other than that, I'll see you guys in another video.